Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome to the final episode of Toon Tuesdays. I've been running this series now for almost 4 months, and some of you guys might remember when I did this series last summer, I actually stopped it around the same time, and it's just simply because now the season has started up again, there's just not as much news coming out week by week, but if anything does happen, I will still be making Newcastle United videos. It just won't be every Tuesday. I know some of you guys really like this series, so if you have enjoyed it, please drop a like. And I would love to bring it back again, maybe in the winter transfer window, or maybe again next summer. Who knows? But yeah, thank you for all the support. If you would like to see the Toon Tuesdays again in the future, make sure to drop a like as well. But yeah. Let's get into this week's news. So we'll start things off with the weekend. We played Chelsea on Sunday at 4 o'clock and we lost 2-1. I was at the game. If you haven't seen my video at the game, make sure to check it out on the channel. Well, we went in with 5 at the back. I think we all knew the plan. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off. There was a lot of controversy again. Same with the Cardiff game. There was just more refereeing drama. The penalty for Chelsea, I don't think it was a pen. From where I was stood and even from the replays, I still don't think it was a pen. I know it's up for debate, but for me it wasn't. Our goal, Joselu, a fantastic header. You know, one of the positives of that game, Joselu back on the score sheet again. Yedlin elbow on Giroud. I know, again, that is controversial, and it did get reviewed and they decided there will be no further action taken on that one. And then Yedlin own goal. It was just unlucky for him, to be honest. He had to do something, because if he hadn't, the Chelsea player he was marking would have probably scored anyway. So we put in a good shift. Rafa has come under a lot of criticism. It happened at times last season, and just the defensive tactics just don't go down well with the pundits. And Rafa's come back and he's basically said he has to work with the resources we have at the club. I don't want to go back into it all again, but the transfer window wasn't great. And he was trying to stay in the game the whole time. You know, if it's hindsight. If you can look back at that result and go, oh, we lost 2-1, we may as well have attacked. Yeah, it's really easy to say that. But if we'd gone out and attacked and we're losing 3-0 at half time, then you'd say we should have gone out and defended. I think the expression Rafa used was heads or tails. Kind of like if you pick one, you just get told you should have picked the other. And it was a bit the same with the defending or attacking. You know, when we did attack, we scored. So it's all just hindsight, looking back on what should have been the better option. You know, we didn't get a point. If we did, it would have been a much different viewpoint. But you know, I thought we put in a good shift. Shaw and Fernandez, I thought, looked really good, actually, on their debut for the club. Joselu got a goal. Yeah, so there's positives to take from it. And now we go on to Nottingham Forest tomorrow, and then Man City at the weekend. Something else you've got to mention, the fact that Shelby didn't play because he had knock, and also Lascelles didn't play because of an ankle injury. Now, on the day of the game, there was a lot of rumours coming out that apparently Lascelles and Rafa had a tiff, basically, because Lascelles wasn't happy with the tactics Rafa was deploying for that Chelsea game. Now, since then, Rafa has come out and basically said that that's not true. Lascelles does have an ankle injury, and they talk all the time. They talked before the game. Lascelles came in after the game to obviously talk about the match with the players and so on. So although that news came out, Rafa's completely smushed it. Now, whether it did happen and Rafa's saying it didn't, you just don't know. But I'm very happy to just swiftly move past that. Different people have different ideas on games. Lascelles might have not thought it was the best idea. Rafa might have thought it was the better idea. But it doesn't mean they've fallen out about it. Maybe they did have a conversation about the tactics, but I don't believe that's why he didn't play. I think he was injured. And we'll have to see what's happening moving forward. Before we move on to the upcoming games, a little bit of team news. Survey has officially moved on loan to Bursaspor. We knew Rafa was looking at him as being a player to let out on loan this season. And yeah, I mean, at times when he came into the squad, I thought Survey actually looked alright. When he played in that West Ham game, when he scored the free kick. I know some people on social media are saying maybe we should have given him more of a chance. But at the same time, again, we haven't seen a lot of him. And there's obviously a reason behind that from what Rafa thinks of the player. So, yeah, he's gone out on loan. Good luck to him this season. Hayden, we know obviously he picked up the red card in the Cardiff game. There's been a lot of rumours fizzling around about him apparently being linked with both Stoke and Aston Villa. We know that he asked to leave, essentially, because he wants to move back further south for personal reasons. And it's a bit of a shame, because in that championship season, I actually put him down as being one of our best players. Since coming up to the Prem, because of how well Shelvey and Diarmé have done, he hasn't really had a chance. It will be good to see more of Hayden on the pitch, but at the same time, you've got to play your best players. And if his heart's not in it, then I just wish him the best of luck for the future. Whether it is to stay at Newcastle or whether it is to move on. If he does stay here, I hope he can progress in the team. But if not, then yeah, just good luck for the future. Another player who was linked away is Aarons. Again, we have a lot of wingers at the minute. We've got Richie, Kennedy, Murphy, Atsu, Aarons. And by the sounds of it, he's the one who's been told he can go if he would like to. There's interest from various clubs. Hull, I think Steven Gerrard's Rangers have come out as being interested in Aarons. So again, it's another player. You know, we've seen spells of how good he can be, and I would love him to walk into the team and be that player. But unfortunately, he doesn't always show his true talent that I think he does have. And we have a lot of wingers. So we'll have to see what happens there. Now then, moving on to tomorrow night, we are playing against Nottingham Forest in the League Cup, and we are on TV again. We have been on TV every game so far this season. We're on TV again tomorrow night for the League Cup, and we're on TV against Man City this weekend. So fingers crossed the lads can go down to Nottingham Forest and pick up a win. I know it's a bit 50-50 with some people concentrating on league and wanting to see a cup run. Rafa has actually said, I cannot lie to the fans, this is not the most important game of the season. So even he's essentially saying, I think we're going to see some changes to the team for tomorrow night's game. I'm hoping to see some of the under-23 players like Sterry, Longstaff, maybe even see, you know, Motu, the new signing. We haven't seen a lot of him yet. Rondon, a bit of game time tomorrow night, or maybe save him for the Man City game. I don't know, but as much as I want to see these young players or fringe players getting some game time, I'm hoping it's still a team that can win the game. So, you know, a strong team, but also with a few players getting the chance to wear the senior top tomorrow night. And I mentioned Shelvey and Lascelles injured, don't expect them to play. Richie also picked up a knock, so he won't be there, and Manquillo picked up a knock, so he won't be there. So just generally with, well, 3 first team players getting injuries, there's room for players to come in, and yeah, good luck to the lads if some of the younger players do get a game tomorrow, and I'm hoping they can do enough to get us into the next round. And a final mention to the game this weekend, Man City on Saturday, 5:30. I've said it already, we are on TV again, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. I mentioned, obviously, Shelvey, Lascelles, Richie already. Fingers crossed they can all be back in time for the game this weekend. And yeah, I mean, Wolves got a draw Man City the weekend, so there's no reason we can't go there, put in a good shift to potentially come away from some points, but we know how good Man City are. It's going to be a very, very tough game. Yeah, fingers crossed for tomorrow night in the League Cup. Big fingers crossed for Man City on Saturday. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you have enjoyed the video and the series, because like I said, unfortunately it won't be back next Tuesday, but as I said, there'll still be plenty of Newcastle content coming out. I will be at the game against Man City, like I said, so I'm sure I'll have some sort of video after the game on Saturday. And yeah, thank you for all the support on the series, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.